Justin. Ooh, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I need y'all to bear with me today because I'm in some pain today. So I might mute if I don't want y'all to hear me making sound. So if I mute, just chill out. I'll come back on. I probably should wait to do this live actually and see if this passes. But I'm gonna try to push through this. I basically just wanted to, this won't be long. Just trying to encourage some people to think differently about how they are surviving currently. Also, I want to talk about actions. Okay, it's not even really a particular client. A lot of people in my life, everybody is going through some stuff, right? So, everything financially is just hitting people hard. The cost of living surpasses the income allotments for jobs. So it's a lot going on with people today. And excuse me, I was talking to somebody and they were doing a legal consultation with me. And I saw so many mistakes that this client had. And I believe that the mistakes that were being made and the mistakes that we make is when we are in a panic state. If you are panicking, you are going to miss all the important elements to what you're trying to accomplish. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Excuse me. If you're coming from a panic state, you will inevitably fuck yourself up. When people are trying to help you, you will miss it. You won't see it because all you see is your panic and your current circumstances. So rather than trying to I want to make sure I use the right word because I think the word I'm thinking of is the wrong word. I don't want to chastise anybody for being in a situation that's real to them and current to them. However, I would like to encourage you to change the way you think. Oh my God. I said to my sister, hustle up some money. You could do this. And I said, look, just make some platters. And she said, well, you need money to buy the food. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And then I had a client who was having the same issue. And I said to her, okay, let me just start asking them questions. So I said, do you get food stamps? She said, no, I don't get no food stamps. I don't get any kind of government assistance. And I said, but you need to hustle, right? I said, if you apply for SNAP benefits for you and your child, the emergency upfront money is going to be about $800. I said, use that money, buy the food at a bargain store. Like in Philly, we got these stores where you can go in there and you can buy like a big bag of peppers for like $1. So you getting like 10 peppers, 10 green and red peppers for like $1. So I'm trying to get everybody to just be smart about it. Another thing, um, when this particular person said, I don't use the public side of anything, my response was, y'all got to stop with this private and public shit. You have to be both. You have to be in both. You just got to understand what you're doing. So if you saying I'm renouncing everything in the public, you only playing yourself, because they still using your documents to profit off of. So not only are they making millions and billions of dollars off of you, you can't even eat. The only way the Department of Agriculture gets that food stamp money, I think that's the Department of Agriculture, that food stamp money, they have to use your social security number and say, we have these many people in our county, so we need funds for these many people. They already using you to get what they want. So you need to know it's a time and a place for everything. If y'all not getting food stamps, get food stamps. If you make $60,000 a year, get food stamps. If you make $200,000 a year and you qualify, get food stamps. Why wouldn't you? So let me break it down even smaller. If platters is too much for you, too much work, too much financial investment, too much time, make it small. I said, just become the spaghetti queen. What do we know about spaghetti? Ground beef and noodles. You can make your own tomato sauce, right? You should be making your own tomato sauce. But if you jar it, that's fine. You put your energy in it. If you know how to cook, season that shit right. And literally all you need to do is just sell spaghetti platters, like just spaghetti. You can go to the Restaurant Depot and get you those containers. I priced some containers for my event the other day. I believe it was 100 bowls and lids for maybe $14. So you do 100 orders of spaghetti. You can charge $5 for the bowl or $10 for the bowl. But you charge that $10 and you times that by 100. And that's money coming in. Another thing you could do, if you can do this, because I can't bake for shit. Like I don't know what's wrong with me. But whenever I try to make cookies, it's just a wrap. It's a wrap. And I've been trying to make cookies for fucking 30 years. It's a wrap. I'm not a cookie queen. But if you a cookie queen, cookies sell for a lot of money. You can do 6 cookie bundles and you can literally charge them $40 for your cookies because they homemade. So think about that. I remember the pastor's daughter a long time ago when I was in this church in Atlanta. She was a crackhead and she was clean. And she had got her life together. And she was trying to figure out, how the fuck am I going to take care of my kids now I got them back? Because the money, the minimum wage here is trash. So she said she was baking cookies one day and her neighbor smelled the cookies. Her neighbor came over and asked, can she have a cookie? She gave her neighbor a cookie. Her neighbor said, why are you not selling these cookies? She said she started selling the cookies on the block. She was making $300 a week selling cookies. By the time me and her was talking, she was making $700 a week off of chocolate chip cookies. And that was covering all of her expenses. This is just a story that I'm telling you about something that I experienced when somebody was also trying to tell me how to hustle and come up with money. And I kept telling her, yo, cookies ain't my thing. I can't do the cookie thing. But it's odd though, because I can make pies and cakes from scratch that's delicious, but I can't make a cookie to save my fucking life. I think that's like That's some kind of blockage in my brain for cookies. I'm gonna dig into that next time I go on a spirit walk. Because I fucking love cookies and I would love to make perfect cookies. But you can do that. I was telling one of the people I was talking to that the real money is in consulting, um, public speaking and consulting. You can charge whatever you want because it's your energy, it's your time, and it's your work. So if there's something really special about you that you got on top of everybody else, use that and capitalize off of that. People talk shit about sex workers, right? Let me just give y'all a heads up about sex workers. If you have a vagina and you use it, you're a sex worker. I don't know why y'all think that if you're not a lady of the night or some kind of high class escort that you are not selling your ass, because you are. If you expect a man to pay your bill, you are a sex worker. If you expect a man to take you out to eat, you are a sex worker. If you giving him some coochie after. If you are expecting a man to give to you so that you can give him some of your wonderland, you are a sex worker. And what sex workers understand is I have a valuable asset and I can charge whatever I want for it. I'm not telling y'all to become sex workers. I hope y'all can comprehend what I'm saying to you. I'm saying you have a value that you bring to the table. Capitalize off of that. And make no mistakes, lady. If you want a man to take you out to a nice restaurant and buy you some kind of Birkin bag, you a sex worker. Okay? So stop looking down on people that do the thing, all right? Especially the ones on them poles, entertaining people. Um, there are so many ways to make money, but when you are in distress, you just cannot see what's right in front of you. That's why I'm asking y'all to take a break, take a step back from you trying to execute these instructions to your estate with different people. Um, you have to feed yourself first, okay? You have to put that oxygen mask on yourself first, and then you'll be able to assess what you need to assess. So if you are, it's so many people in this field that teaches different things. So I'm just going to basically make it a blanket statement and say, if you um, are trying to execute financial freedom using your signature, your identifiers, or your bonds, you need to understand that this is a process. You have to send instructions, wait for a hear back, send more instructions, wait for a hear back, send more instructions, and then you'll have your remedy. But there's nobody who on January the 1st send off paperwork and then by March the 1st they're filthy rich. It doesn't work like that. A lot of times you have to educate the people you're trying to get these remedies from. And then they have to research it and then execute it legally. So don't think that if you do any of these things that it's going to be immediate. It is unfortunate that we were taught in school how only to be sick and work for people. We were never taught how to build wealth for your family and your legacy. We were never taught about trust and finance. So we're starting from behind. So right now, I need all of y'all to just stop. Give me a second. think I'm unmuted now. Okay. So I'm just trying to get y'all to come up with some ways to bring that immediate money into your life that you need right now. So if y'all want to just chime in and y'all can put something in the comments, it's all kinds of ideas you can have to hustle. I just gave y'all some ideas. I know the basic thing that people do is hair. If you know how to do hair, you can do hair. If you know how to cook, you can cook. If you got space and time, you could babysit. That's hustle money. Cleaning people's houses is hustle money. You could charge whatever you want. I remember when my son was younger, he wanted to make extra money. He would do cleaning, house cleaning. He stopped that quick. People are really dirty, but not everybody. So there's that. It's some people that got OCD and they love cleaning shit up. So that's a good hustle. Walking dogs is a good hustle. And if you get real creative, you can always price your shit on the higher end if you market yourself right. Okay. It is very unfortunate that we do not work together as a team in our families or in our communities, because a lot of this shit can get done so much quicker if we work together. But it's very important that y'all understand that when you go into the court and you do these actions with these bonds and you going behind the scenes to the IRS and all the shit, this stuff takes time. Okay, so if you need to eat now, if you don't have what you need now, you have to pivot and come up with a solution to your problem. My default is always selling food, because it's three things on this planet that will never go out of business. It will always be a commodity to trade. It will always be something that people are going to find no matter what. And I'm gonna tell you what those three things are right now. The first one is motherfucking drugs. You understand that? It don't matter how broke people are, they're gonna get their drugs. Number two is food. No matter what, people gonna eat. People gonna come out with the money to eat. And number three is sex. When all else fails, sex is always there. These are the three things that is always going to be in existence and a need for. Okay. I know that I had to dip out of Philadelphia real quick. I caused a lot of drama, and somebody almost got shot because of me. So I was like, let me move out of here. So I was like, all right, I ain't got no money. I got 4 kids. We can't stay here. We need to dip. So it was always going to be Colorado that I went to, because that's what my messages was, to get to Colorado when I was a kid. So I decided to sell platters. And in 2 weeks, I sold $4,000 worth of platters. And I relocated me and my kids from Philadelphia to Colorado. And I was able to pay for everything: the deposit to move in, a few months rent, furniture, the hotel for us to stay in for 2 weeks before we moved into the place. I was able to pay for everything. And I did all of that because I was selling food. So when you think, okay, if I use my money that I'm supposed to spend for food for myself and I'm using it to sell, just make sure you set aside food for you and your family to eat, because you are going to make that money back. So the goal is to make 3 times your investment. Make 3 times your investment. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely always going to go back to food. That's where the money at. When me and my husband was vending at the gun show, we were selling weapons at the gun show. And we noticed that the event center food was trash. It was like they just put shit together in a bowl. It was absolute trash. So the trash cans were filled with all of this carnival food that they had at these events. Nobody was eating it. So we said, all right, fuck this. We gonna make some pulled pork sandwiches. We gonna take 3 crock box with us this time, and we gonna see what happens. Listen, everybody in that fucking event center was lining up at our table, not to buy our weapons, but to buy the food. It was so bad that the event establishment kitchen complained to the host of the gun show that we were taking all of their business. And I actually got cited for that because I was there to sell weapons, not food. They had the contract to sell food. So we had to close our shop down, making all this money. It was so fast. We made so much money so fast selling these fucking sandwiches. And then we ain't know how it tastes because, we don't eat pork. But I mean, the gist is you season the shit the same way you season your beef, I guess. And so one guy was like, so is it good? I was like, oh, I don't eat pork. He was like, how you selling something you don't eat? I said, you eat pork, don't you? Because you asking me about it. I said, I know how to cook. So it's going to be good no matter what. And it clearly was because everybody was buying it. But the money we made from that was it was crazy. But yeah, they shut us down. And when they shut us down, we had to go back to just selling our weapons and shit. And the people was coming by saying, we smell the food over here. Where's the where's the pulled pork sandwiches at? We could smell that food all the way on the other side of the building. And we said, they shut us down. They said we can't take the money from the concession people. And so we was getting cussed out because we closed down our food. And we realized then that we made more money in 1 hour selling our pulled pork sandwiches than we made in one day selling our weapons at the gun show. So let that be another example on no matter what, people gonna buy food. People gonna buy food. And they will spend food. They will spend a lot of money on the food that they get. So if you have a skill of cooking, use that. Use that. Whatever y'all skills are, use that and hustle it. Oh yeah, it's this new thing that I've been doing for the last couple of years that my family keep on telling me, sell that shit for $10. Sell it for $10. And I was like, why would I sell a water ice for $10? That is absolutely ridiculous. And then I let somebody eat this, and somebody said, well, how the fuck did you make water ice like that from scratch? I was like, it's just fresh fruit. And one person said, I don't even fuck with watermelon at all. But this is the best water ice I've ever had. So everybody was telling me, sell that shit $10 a cup. I was like, $10 a cup, that just seemed like it's too much. But that was me not appreciating the value that I bring. Because I make this shit, like I said, I make a lot of stuff because of my disease. So I'm trying to find things that are healthy but fun. Because when I eat for fun. I don't eat for, I guess what you're supposed to eat for. I like the journey of food in my mouth, right? So, this particular homemade water ice, I could sell it for $10 a cup. I know that when we go to this event in Denver once a year, it's this big, 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 big Mexican event. It's like a city of Mexican culture in Denver. And they got all of their foods and they sell all of these. Is the music, is everything culture. That's beautiful. And then it's this thing called aquafresia or aquafresher, something like that. It's some kind of fruit water that they make. And I went to go get one, and she was like, "It's $10." I was like, "For the medium cup, it's $10." She said, "Yeah, it's $10." So because I was trying to support them, I bought this shit, and then I drank that shit. I said, "What the fuck is this?" And I went back and bought 4 more to take home, and I froze them in the refrigerator because it was really that fucking good. So when you make something that's so good, you have to value it at the price that it should be valued at. I have ever since been paying $10 for a medium sized cup of aquafresia. Uh, what is it? Parsley, mint, and cucumber water, I think, or something like that. But it's absolutely delicious. So you can raise your price point up depending on the quality of what you are selling or trying to serve. And anytime you do a big event, so like if you go to a park and you sell your stuff, see, I learned how to do all of this stuff watching my parents. My mom always sold platters. She had big sales for her full cakes and her full pies, but in between that, she sold her platters. And every summer we would go to Penn's Landing during the concert season, and she would get a booth and she would sell her food there too. So this is like kind of in my blood. It's in the blood for me, food. That's I always go back to food. Um, but it is definitely something that people will always pay for, even when they broke. So I just want y'all to consider that. I hope that help y'all when it comes down to I can't see a way out of this. I can't see a way out of this. Now look around your house. There are um, all kinds of websites where you can sell your items that you no longer want. We are hoarders, all of us. It don't have to be the kind that be on TV, but we all have shit that we don't use. It's just sitting there. It's value to everything. It's value to everything. If you know how to coupon, do the couponing. Get the shit, get a whole bunch of shit for $20 and then sell it for 100 as bundles. So this is my way of telling y'all you do have money. You can provide for yourself. Just change the way you think about it. I can't think of nothing else right now. Yeah, I can't off the top of my head think of nothing right now. But yeah, I think those are some good steps I gave y'all, some good advice on how to just step aside away from what you're trying to accomplish in the freedom fight and focus on your right now, feeding your family right now. And that's how you can do it. It's just too many ways to get money. Too many ways. I was thinking of this thing last summer. I was thinking of this thing I could do with my kids, me and my two oldest daughters. I wanted to do a thing where we go around and we'll say what somebody wants to say, but they're too scared to say it. So we would charge a fee for us to say it to the people the way you want it to be said. This way, you get out what you want to say. It's not coming to you immediately, so you don't have to be stressed out. Um, like, for example, a lot of women are scared to tell their partner that the sex is wet. Women have become professional actors when it comes to faking an orgasm or acting like you're enjoying the sex. You could pay somebody like us to go over to the bull and just be like, you might want to move a little bit to the left and slow it down like that. It'll help out your situation real quick. See? It's less complicated when it comes from somebody that don't fucking know you and don't care. But the message is out there and you don't have to feel that embarrassment and that shame of saying what you're too uncomfortable to say. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. For the first I wanna say 12 months I was with my husband. I was faking with him when he was going down on me. And then I said, yeah, I can't do this no more. I want you to just never give me head again. And he was like, what? I was like, I don't know who taught you how to do that, but that's horrible. And you're like some kind of road runner, Woody Woodpecker in my golden place, and it needs to be kissed softly. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So I was like, I would prefer you just never do it again. I'm so real. I keep it so real all the time. But because we're married and he cares, he asked me, what is it that you want? How do you want to have that done? And when I told him, I mean, we've been fine ever since. It's just that women just don't feel comfortable telling men that they're not satisfied sexually. And that's a problem. But that's also a niche market that y'all can tap into. How much do that cost? That costs what? Marketing. So like, I don't know, a banner for your car or a magnet for your car that says what you do. Like, I'm just trying to give y'all ideas of things that are needed, these niche markets you can get into. Um, yeah, I'll say anything. I come up with about 10 inventions a month. It's just what I do in my free time. I always have all of these ideas that I don't put into play because I'm busy. But yeah, that's one of them. It's a lot of things. Um, for me, I would be willing because I'm so busy, I would be willing to sell my ideas for my inventions to somebody if they want to buy an idea because they can't come up with an idea, but they want one that's already developed and they have the money to fund it. I would absolutely be willing to sell some ideas to people because it doesn't make sense for you to have this innovation and to not develop it just because it's inconvenient for you. So if y'all are financially stable and you can purchase an idea from me, I would be willing to sell it to you too. But most of my inventions are in weapons, medical, and what was the other one? Yeah, medical. I do a lot of medical products. You can imagine if somebody live with a chronic disease like me, all you think about is ways to help people who suffer. So a lot of my shit is for surgical, women's health, children, the peace doctor, a lot of shit like that. Um, I had originally started this website in 2015, but me and my husband let it go because we couldn't give it 100% because we had moved into the crystal mining field. So we started this, we started working on it, and then we stopped. And it was called If Taken. If someone takes you, if taken. So what we did was we studied the world, right? We studied the whole world and the legal system in the whole world. And we found the emergency hotline number, what we consider to be 911 here, what is 911 all over the world in every country. We had to study that and know um, what's the numbers for the emergency call in every country so that we could teach it. So basically what we was going to do is to train kids. Now, this one I'm giving y'all for free. If you can come up with the money to put this together, I'm okay with that. So you would have tier classes where you would teach people how to survive if they were taken, because human trafficking is outrageous now. So one of the things that we was teaching is the emergency call number. Another thing we were teaching them would be what do you call that driving that's offensive? Is it offensive drive or defensive drive? The driving that you need to bail the fuck out and get out real quick. And you need to like be able to go over certain terrains because a lot of times they put you in jungles and shit like that, places where you can't get to. So the idea was to train them in defensive driving from 10 years old to 18. In case they was able to escape, they can get away. Teaching them basic sayings to say to these people if they're in danger, like whatever country would teach them that particular help phrase for that language. Um, it was a lot of details to this program that we had been developing. Me and my husband always teach. That's just what we do. So we had started this, and then we had got deep with the police department and working with these organizations through the University of Colorado, studying the patterns of human trafficking and how it works and how to get away, the aftermath, and all that shit. We was really going hard on this. And if I'm being honest, digging in the earth for crystals gave me more peace than panicking and worrying about children being taken. So we just moved away from that and we just kept putting our hands in the ground and digging for crystals. And that's how we developed Grounded Dolphin. But if y'all want to do that, y'all can even use that word if taken. It's a boot camp school, basically, to survive human trafficking. So I've given y'all a few things that can turn your life around. Oh yeah, the other field I was thinking about. My inventions are in the medical field, the weapons field, and the sex field. So if y'all wanna buy some of my ideas, and if you buy an idea from me, you just buy it flat out one time. There is no payout in perpetuity where you still got to pay me the more money you make. I'm not interested in any of that, but I do want to be paid for my innovation, my um, IP. So I'm here if y'all need me. Send me an email at groundeddolphin@gmail.com if you are interested in the invention um, sale. I mean, I'm just trying to help y'all. It's just something I was thinking about when I was talking to one of my clients. So I hope this helped y'all. Have a good day.